Hi Year 10, this is our penultimate lesson of the topic B7. We've got 2 triple science lessons left and then we have finished the topic. So let's have a look at our title for today. What factors affect food security? So writing in our books please, what factors affect food security? Now in this world that we live in, there is an increasing population year on year, and what we're looking at is what can we do to supply as much food as possible to feed all the people who are living on the planet, and that's what we mean by food security. So what factors affect food security? There's 3 videos in this lesson, and if you look on the playlists of my YouTube channel you will see there is a folder called Year 10 Triple Distance Learning, and you will find the 3 videos underneath this video in that folder. So there is one about caged hens, there are 2 looking at 2 different sides of the story for gestation crates in pigs. Okay, so those videos, when I tell you to watch them, you'll have to pause off this video and then go and watch those to write the notes and learn a bit more about it. They would be embedded in this video, but as you know, when I've done that before, YouTube has blocked the content, so you'll have to kind of swap between the 2 different videos. So, what factors affect food security? So this is straight from the course content, so we are going to need to take notes from the whole of this slide. These are the biological factors that threaten food security. Increasing birth rate, so I talked about that already. I said we've got this increasing population across the world. You can simplify this, okay? You don't need to write out everything. You can just write increasing birth rate. Changing diets in developed countries means that food resources are transported. We've talked about food miles and taking food from one place to another, the transportation cost. We've linked that to carbon footprint as well. So the fact that we will go in the supermarkets and we'll see that right now we're getting food from Spain and Morocco and things like that. We'll talk about the fresh fruit. So if it's not seasonal, then we tend to import it from other places, and we can do that at quite a cheap cost, so we do continue to do it. That means that that food is scarce in other countries. It also means that we've obviously added to that carbon footprint. New pests and pathogens that affect farming. Okay, so we know about diseases, and if those affect farming, then they can wipe out crops completely. Environmental changes that affect food production. We've talked about climate change, we've talked about droughts and flooding. That all has an impact when food is being grown, crops are being grown. The cost of agricultural inputs. We talked about irrigation, the watering of crops and things like that. So all of that has an impact. And then conflicts that have arisen in some parts of the world which affect the availability of food or water. It could be that people have actually left where they live and have had to leave those crops and that food security behind them. Okay, so we do need some notes from the whole of this page, but like I said, you can reduce that down if you want to just get the key points from each of those. You could see that potentially coming into a 4-marker or a 6-marker question, what kind of factors affect food security. If you need extra time, then please pause now. So we must be sustainable. We must find sustainable methods, and that's what we're talking about in the rest of the topic really. How can we sustainably provide food for everybody on the planet? Now this is the first video that you're going to watch. I'm just going to check I haven't skipped it. Yeah, this is the first video you're going to watch. If you go onto that playlist, so the playlist is called Year 10 Distance Learning Triple. And you will see in there life cycle of the battery cage hen. I'd like you to watch that video and try and come up with just a couple of advantages and a couple of disadvantages of caged hens, okay? It is slightly distressing, so if you're not keen on watching things like that, then, you know, maybe just kind of guide your way through it. Maybe just look at some images rather than pressing play, or turn the volume down or something like that, whatever works for you. But it's a really good video to show you exactly how those caged hens are kept. You'll probably find that you start buying free range eggs as a result of watching this video. Although I did hear something, and I don't know how true it is, but free range chickens can be called free range if they've only spent a small portion of their day actually roaming free. So we've got basically the caged, we've got barn, which we can see in this video as well, where they're just wandering around in a barn, and then we've got completely free range, okay? So stop the video now, pause, watch the chicken video, and then come up with some advantages and disadvantages. So you need to pause the video now. Okay, so hopefully you've watched that video about the caged hens, and you've got a bit of an idea of how they're kept. We're going to move on now to look at an exam question. Chickens are kept as farm animals to produce food. Free-range chickens are allowed to feed in a large space outside. The diagram shows how energy supplied in food to a free-range chicken is transferred. So we can see we've just got that one intake of energy, 1,000 kilojoules in cereal foods. We've got other lost energy, 575. We've got 165 kilojoules in chicken meat. We've got 145 kilojoules in eggs, and we've got some energy lost in the feces, the waste material. And the first question is, calculate the amount of energy lost in the feces. Okay, so have a go at doing that now, please. Okay, we'll look at that answer shortly. Some farmers use the battery method. They keep large numbers of chickens in a small indoor space. The food yield from these chickens is higher than that from free-range chickens. Explain why as fully as you can. And this is a 4-mark question. Okay, so think about what you saw in the video. Why is it? Link it to this information here as well. Why is it that the chickens in the small indoor space have a kind of better energy transfers, okay, and a higher food yield? Okay, you'll need extra time for that one, so pause now. And now it's time to get our green pens out to have a look at the answers for that question. Oops. Thought the green pen logo was going to come up. So we've got 515 kilojoules, and that was because we knew that 1,000 went in. We took off the 575, the 165 and the 145, and that left us with 115 kilojoules. And then for our 4 marker of why there is a greater yield from the chickens that are kept inside rather than the free range is that they lose less energy. Okay, because they're not moving around as much, because they're close together, they don't lose as much energy as heat. It's warm indoors, so they don't have to use energy to maintain body temperature as much. They don't move as much because the movement is restricted. Therefore, that energy that would be lost on those processes is put into the growth and the eggs, okay? So they will gain weight more because they're using that energy to grow rather than maintaining body temperature and movement and that sort of thing, okay? So green pen, I really do want to see when we go back to school that you've got some green pen in your book. We're looking at some exam questions this lesson. We've got, I think, 1 or 2 exam questions next lesson, which is our final lesson of the topic. Okay, if you need extra time, pause now. Okay, so we're now moving on to another exam question, really similar. The diagram shows what happens to the energy in the food that a calf eats. We've got food energy in at 100%. We've got energy for movement at 27%, energy used for growth at 33%, energy in urine and faeces is X, we don't know that one, and energy is methane is 10%. Calculate the percentage energy lost as urine and faeces, show clearly how you work out your answer. Only a 2 marker, so we've got 100% in, 27, 33 and 10 gone. So let's see what we've got left. And if you need extra time, pause now. Okay, the energy in the food eaten by the calf in one day is 6 megajoules. Calculate the amount of energy that would be used for growth. Show clearly how you work out your answer. So let's go back to our picture. How much energy is used for growth? Okay, here we are, 33%. So, the calf in one day eats 6 megajoules of energy. Calculate the amount of energy that would be used for growth. Show clearly how you work out your answer. And the final question, which process in the body transforms energy in food into heat? Which process in the body transforms energy in food into heat? And if you need extra time, pause now. Okay, final part of this question. The picture shows 2 methods of raising calves indoors. Method 1 is now banned. Sorry, method 2 is now banned. Okay, so you can see this really confined space here. Method 1, they've got some space, lots of space around them, they're outdoors, indoors, can move around. Calves raised indoors grow faster than calves raised outdoors. So just one reason why. This feels a bit of a repeat of the chicken question, so that one should be fairly straightforward. Method 2 was banned after public campaigns. Suggest one reason why people campaigned against this method of rearing calves. So why would people not like this method? What would be their kind of opposing reason to having it? And if you need extra time, pause now. Okay, so let's have a look at green penning some of those answers. The first one was looking at the percentage loss from the urine and the faeces, and that was 30%. We took 100% and we took away the 33, the 27 and the 10, and it gave us 30. Then we had 6 megajoules. We knew that a third of that, 33%, was used for growth. How much was that as a percentage? Sorry, how much was that? What did they ask? I can't remember. Oh, how many megajoules, sorry, apologies, were used for the growth? It was 2, or if you're being really kind of careful because it was 33%, not exactly a third, it's 1.98. The next answer is respiration, and then we've got less or no heat loss because there's they're kind of packed in so closely together. Less movement. Be careful with how you write it. And then why would they not want them in those conditions? Because of cruelty. You could talk about animal rights, that kind of thing. Stress to the calf, cramped conditions. That kind of thing. Okay, so we're now going to go on to 2 more videos. Again, you'll find these in that playlist. So it's called Year 10 Triple Distance Learning, and you will see 2 videos. One, particularly listen to the music of them. The music really sets the tone for the videos. So we've got the advantages of pig gestation crates, and then we've got the disadvantages of them. So we're going to stop this video, go to watch both of those videos, and maybe just come up with a couple of points, advantages and disadvantages of pig gestation crates, okay? And then we will be looking at doing a question on that at the beginning of next lesson, and I think we've just got one more question left today. So you will need to pause the video now to watch both of those videos. Pause now. Okay, we're back. I think we're just looking at one more exam question, just referring back to these pyramids of biomass that we looked at a couple of lessons ago. So the diagrams show 3 pyramids of biomass. Which pyramid would be the most efficient in providing food for humans? So we've got humans at the top of each pyramid. Which one, 1, 2 or 3, do you think would be the most efficient at providing food for humans? Now there are 2 possible reasons for your choice. So either of those would work. Have a little look. You're going to go for 1, 2 or 3, and what is the reason for your choice? If you need extra time, pause now. Okay. Pigs may be kept indoors or outdoors. The pie charts show what happens to the energy in the food eaten by pigs kept indoors and the pigs kept outdoors. Farmers make more profit from keeping pigs indoors than keeping pigs outdoors. Use information from the pie charts to explain why. This does feel like these questions are becoming slightly repetitive. I'm just trying to show you the different styles, the different ways that the same questions could be asked, okay? So why do they make more profit from keeping pigs indoors? Here's the pig's indoor pie chart, and here's the pig outdoor pie chart. What are they using more energy on? What are they using less energy on? Is really what we're kind of coming up with as our answer. If you need more time, pause now. And meat from pigs kept outdoors may cost more than meat from pigs kept indoors. Some people prefer to buy meat from animals that have been kept outdoors, so just one reason why. Okay, so this is looking at our cruelty, animal rights situation again. So if you need any extra time, then pause now. And let's look at our answers. So we should have had the first pyramid. If we go back to that, you can see it's only got 2 bars, so there's less of a food chain. Get to the food quicker. It's also a much wider bar, so there's less energy lost. Okay, so less energy is lost, less energy is wasted, and also it's a shorter chain. Okay. To from, so what was the benefit of keeping the pigs indoors rather than outdoors? Because they have quicker growth, more energy is used for growth, they grow bigger, and less energy is lost in the urine or the feces, less energy is lost as heat, and less energy lost in movement because they're restricted. Okay. And the final one, why would we not want to see them kept indoors? Because for them to go outdoors, it is more ethical, there's less cruelty, better animal welfare. A lot of people say that you get a better quality of meat because they're able to exercise, it's not as fatty, less pollution, less fossil fuels used for heating, or you could write the opposite, so if you were looking at the pigs indoors. Okie dokie. So that was the end of our video for today. One more lesson left in the B7 topic, then we'll look at doing some revision, and we'll also look at doing some educate questions, okay? And then I think we're going to go back and do some revision for paper 1, because unfortunately, I have to say it, when we go back to school, we are going to be doing a paper 1 mock. Okay, so that will be something we work on once we get through the rest of B7. Have a great day. The sun is still shining. Hopefully, I have videoed this a week before you're going to watch it, but hopefully the sun is still shining as it does every single day. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.